What's up, it's you for today's video with a full Swanna team. Derek, this one is for you. So Swanna is an interesting Pokemon you don't hardly ever get to see. It has a water and flying typing, making it 4 times weak to electric, and its stats aren't really much to write home about. You got keen eye, big pecs, and hydration. So hydration's pretty cool, but the other ones are, they're not that great. I've got 7 battles today with the Swanna team. I hope you enjoy. Let's fly into this battle. What do you guys reckon of Swanna anyway? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know all your opinions in the comment section. I don't mind Swanna. I think it's a pretty cool Pokemon. All right, first random battle here we got. This is Deoxys Attack Lead. Now, Deoxys Attack is going to be going for a Psycho Boost. I figured they'd have a Focus Sash as the lead too, because Deoxys Attack virtually dies to like everything. So that's the end of the Swanna 2. Now, Swanna 2 was a Choice Band set. So I had Flip Turn, Liquidation, Brave Bird, and Aqua Jet. Adamant Nature, 252 in attack and speed. And I also had big pecs on that one as well. So bringing in Swanna number 69, number 6, and this is a Trailblaze weakness policy set. So that's the end of the Deoxys. Deoxys was like a mixed attacker, which, commonly is. Next Pokemon's going to be Rotom Wash. So, this is a ginormous counter for my team. And I looked in the team preview, I was like, man, it's going to be a real tough battle, so I'll see how I go. So they're just going to press the A button and go for a Volt Switch, and that's going to activate my weakness policy, which is great. Now, this Swanna set is a physical set, so we've got Acrobatics, Endure, and Liquidation, and Trailblaze. Max attack and max speed, Jolly Nature, Keen Eye is the ability, and Terra type is Flying. So in comes Gallade. Now, I've got Acrobatics here, and Gallade is going to get absolutely dominated. So that was pretty good. Very, very nice there. I'm trying to think what would you do to improve Swanna in general? Like, give me some ideas in the comment section. I'd like to see what you would do. All right, so we got Rotom Wash here. Now, Rotom Wash, I was thinking, well, I'm just going to go Endure again because they're just going to go for Volt Switch, right? I'll live the attack, and then their next Pokemon's going to have to take a big hit. So here comes another Volt Switch. We got the Endure. So we're getting around the Rotom Wash at the moment. The problem is, once I lose this, they're just going to hold on to that for the whole battle. So in comes Iron Valiant, and Iron Valiant's going to have the Quark Drive that's going to be boosting its speed. Now, funnily enough here, I was like, well, that's super effective. I guess I'll go for Acrobatics, but they've got Destiny Bond. So Destiny Bond is going to take, well, both Pokemon out. Acrobatics obviously was going to easily feint that. But how about that weakness policy Swanna? I reckon that was a really decent moveset for it, because you can bait in an electric move really, really easy. So I got a mini sweep there, which was awesome. Next Pokemon is going to be Sneasler. So Swanna is not a very bulky Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination either, so it wasn't very hard to get around, do some big damage against it. So I did a swap there into the other Swanna, and I'm going to take a Dire Claw. This is actually my bulky set, but, Sneasler is a pretty good Pokemon for sure, and it also poisoned me. So this was Swanna 3. We had a Rest, Rain Dance, Feather Dance, and Whirlpool set with Hydration. Sadly, I wasn't able to live 2 of them because I think Swanna's got like base 63 in defense and 75 base health. So it's not very bulky at all. So bringing in Swanna 1. This is a troll set. This is actually used against me or something very similar. We got Sharp Beak and Air Slash, Brine, Substitute, and Defog. Unfortunately, Sneasler is going to live that, and they're also going to have weakness policy. So obviously there's a big difference between a Sneasler getting a weakness policy than a Swanna. So this thing is going to be pretty unstoppable now, and that is going to be the end of Swanna. So I've got like 2 Swanna left, and they've still got Press A to win Rotom Wash in the back. So bringing in Swanna number 4 here, I've got Hurricane. I had to have Terra Ground on one of these, of course, because you've got so many electric Pokemon, easy Volt Switches, Miraidon, stuff like that. So I figured they just go for, they just mash A and go for Dire Claw again. So I thought if I go Terra Ground at least I resist that. And, you know, if I do live with my crappy defenses, I can take it out. So I do live only just, and we're able to get Alluring Voice off. So Alluring Voice is going to raise my special attack because I'm running a throat spray set, which is going to be super handy. I think I just cut it out there. This has got Keen Eye as the ability as well. Sadly, with Levitate, I cannot use Terra. In any other case, I could have used Terra Blast Ground there, but in this case, I couldn't. So obviously, Rotom Wash is just going to go for Hydro Pump there. It's just a standard set. Doesn't take a lot, to use that. And Hydro Pump does about half my health because they got a lucky crit. This is a Rain Dance Weather Ball set. Now they're going to go for Protect here, which is interesting. I'm going to go for Rain Dance, and we're going to get that Rain up. Now, there were a couple of Pokemon on my team that did have Hurricane as well, but it really wasn't going to do much damage. So I figured what I'll do is I'll go back into my other Swanna, because obviously they're just going to go for Volt Switch again. So we got the Swanna, and now we've got a Timmy Terra here. So I figured they're either going to go electric or they're going to go something like a more of a defensive Terra, and it's going to be Terra Steel. So more of a defensive Terra. It didn't really matter too much, right? They already had an overwhelming advantage. So Volt Switch is going to do nothing there. I pretty much knew what they were going to do. I just didn't have the tools to get around it, you know. So I've got a Terra Blast, but I can't use that, of course, because, Steel and Levitate. That's why they've done that for. And I went for the Hurricane, but it's going to do hardly any damage at all. I was really hoping to get I pretty much needed a confusion there. So that is the end of my Swanna. My last Swanna is Swanna 5. This one is a bulky, you got to see this is a bulky set. So I just went for Rest and a Hydration in case they go for Protect or something. They did do that last time. My other moves on there were Weather Ball and Hurricane. Neither one of them would have taken it out, and they just pressed A there. So very, very good battle there. I actually really pushed them really, really well. Like I forced them to use their Rotom Wash, and I even forced them to Terra as well. So very, very impressive there against a very, very competitive team versus Memes. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is a random battle. This one is a Bats Boy, I think it was, and we got a Rayquaza lead. So my first Pokemon is the Endure Weakness Policy Swanna. In this case, I wasn't really expecting to get hit by a super effective move, but I wasn't really expecting to get hit by Extreme Speed either, I'll be honest. So I swapped it out. I thought, well, I'll use that maybe for later on. So sliding into Swanna number 3 here, we've got a Sword Dance Rayquaza. All right, okay. So, I mean, this is not good. This is not good at all. Now we've got a Dragon Ascent here. So they've got Sword Dance, Dragon Ascent, and Extreme Speed. So I'm in a lot of trouble now. I mean, Swanna probably wasn't going to live Dragon Ascent even without a Sword Dance. Let's be real, right? It's a Swanna. So we got Swanna 4 here. I'm just going to go for Ice Beam. Rayquaza actually isn't that fast a Pokemon, so Ice Beam, I was able to take it out, which is good. So, crisis averted there, right? So Rayquaza's down. Next Pokemon is Raikou, and I was like, oh no. So we've got like the whole electric Pokemon again. So this can use Volt Switch. I was like, I have to go Terra Ground here. I've got no choice. So I thought I'll go for Terra Ground, and then I can go for Alluring Voice, increase my special attack one stage, and then go for Terra Blast, right? That was my plan anyway. I really didn't have too much, to swap into. So here comes the Alluring Voice, and minimal damage, obviously. And we've got a Throat Spray here. And this ring I actually outsped it, so I think this is more of a tanky set. And we've got a Thunder. So Thunder is going to be very bad. I mean, I think Thunder Shock would have taken my whole team out, let's be real. So we got a swap out there from the Raikou, which is fine. And we've got Gyarados coming in. So I went for Terra Blast Ground here, and they're going to drop my attack. Not that that really matters at all. So Terra Blast Ground. I don't know whether I expected Terra Blast Ground. I felt more like they couldn't do anything to me rather than me predicting, I'd do that. So I went for Hurricane. Hurricane, of course, is going to miss. And Gyarados is a special Hydro Pump set. So I was like, what is this? I mean, I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to live it anyway for your Waterfall, but it was a Hydro Pump. So I got a confusion there on Hurricane. Definitely a sweeping Gyarados there from the damage. I was hoping that Gyarados would hit itself for confusion, right? And it went for Thrash. I'm like, what? So I was like, Hurricane to Thrash? What is this? So that, unfortunately, is now the end of my Swanna Terra Ground. I didn't expect to lose that against, well, a special Gyarados and Thrash. So we're going to go into Swanna number 69 here. I've got Trailblaze, so I thought I may as well use that. And unfortunately, it failed to take out the Gyarados there. So Gyarados is going to snap out of confusion. Of course it is. And it's going to use Thrash and take out my Swanna. So I'm really not having the luckiest time at the moment. And I still have to worry about that Raikou in the back. I've taken out one Rayquaza. So funnily enough, the Gyarados confuses itself again with Thrash. So we're going to go into Swanna 5. Now, I'm a little bit worried about setting up Rain Dance here because, you know, we've got that Raikou and with Thunder, it's going to one-shot me. But I figured even if it didn't, it was still going to be a problem, right? So I may as well set it up. So then after doing Rain Dance, Gyarados uses Hurricane. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I wanted you guys to experience this battle, right? It was a crazy, crazy battle. Anyway, so we're going to go for the Hurricane here on the Gyarados and take it out. So at last, I took a special Gyarados out in a children's game of Pokemon. So I was figuring, well, they're definitely going to bring in Raikou, but they didn't. They brought in a Salamence. Salamence is going to have Intimidate, thank goodness. So I've got Weather Ball, which is a water move, and I've got Hurricane. So I decided to go for the Hurricane. Good damage there, and I got another Confusion. I'm like, okay, that's good. But it's only going to be really good if I actually get the Salamence to hit itself for Confusion. Like, that's the only good thing. So Salamence is going to go for the Zen Headbutt, and it crits you. I'm like, come on. I can't believe this battle. So everything is going the opponent's way at the moment. I can't believe it. So I've got 2 more Swannas left. And I was like, man, I've got Brave Bird. That's about it. This Swanna was like the heart of my attack force, right? He was the beast with Brave Bird with... Not that its attack was anything special, but it was actually quite a important Pokemon on my team. So we took out the Salamence. Now we got Charizard in the rain. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's go for Liquidation. And Liquidation is going to be able to take out Charizard, which is excellent there. So that was awesome. I went for Liquidation on the Salamence. I figured it was raining and stuff, and I wanted to lock myself into that move. Second last Pokemon is Mewtwo. Not sure why. I think they're keeping Raikou in the back there in case, you know, bad things happen, like they are. And Mewtwo is going to be Terra Psychic. So I'm thinking here, well, you're just going to go for Psy Strike, aren't you? There's no way I'm going to be able to live this. So here comes the Psy Strike from the Mewtwo, and yeah, Swanna's entire family tree is going to faint to that. So I've got one more Swanna left. Now, this last Swanna 1, right? Swanna 1. Swanna 1 was the Sharp Beak set with Air Slash. So I thought, do I go Sub here? Like, what do I do? But then I outsped it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the Timid set, by the way. So I outsped. Mewtwo's going to go Ice Beam. So I don't know. That would have done tons of damage still, coming from Mewtwo, you know. Is it still as neutral being water and flying? So I figured, well, I guess I can go for Air Slash, and then I can go for Brine. That'd be awesome. Let's get a flinch here. And I didn't get a flinch at all, which virtually surprised no one. So I actually managed to lift that, which is great. It's like, okay, cool. Let's go for Air Slash, get a flinch here, and then take him out. And I finally got some luck after the whole battle. I took him out. I took him down the Brine line, and that is the end of Mewtwo there. So the whole point of this Air Slash set is to get flinches, scumbag flinches, boosted by Sharp Beak, and then go for a double base power Brine, which is a really, really highly specific move. Last Pokemon is going to be the homie Raikou, and I have to go for Air Slash. It's not looking good. So I'm going for Air Slash. I'm hoping for flinches, and they landed a Zap Cannon. You can't be serious. Like, oh, man, like, I can't believe this battle. I just wanted you guys to experience that battle with me. Like, I got such bad luck there. Bats Boy, go down to the lottery, homie, and buy yourself a lottery ticket right now. All right, next battle. This is against Thanos. So he's gonna hopefully not snap my team in 1 second. And we got a Cleaver lead. If you enjoyed the videos, you want to support the channel, hit that like button, people. Tell me what you think of the mighty Swanna. All right, so Cleaver was going to definitely not go for a Stone Axe there, but I got rid of it in one shot with liquidation. So that was excellent start to the battle there. I was very, very scared about some of the Pokemon on this team. Oh, look, it's a Vigavolt. So Vigavolt is going to be able to take me out easily with any electric move. And here comes the Thunderbolt. So that's the end of probably one of my best Pokemon on my team there. But I was really happy. I got rid of Cleaver, and I really, really dented Vigavolt there. The good thing about Vigavolt, it's not a very fast Pokemon either, so virtually all of these can take it out. So we got that Air Slash Swanna. I was going to go for a substitute there, but I just didn't want to risk anything. I wanted to get rid of that. Next Pokemon is going to be Basculegion. It's like, okay, I guess we're just going to go for last respects here. Not that, there's too many Pokemon fainted, but, that sounded a bit strange. Why would they send it in so quickly? So it's going to be a Zoroark. So I got an Air Slash there. Zoroark's going to take a fat amount of damage. And I'm guessing I'm going to get hit by his signature move now. So I just went for Brine. And Swanna 1 is obviously going to faint there. It's a very, very powerful Pokemon with a nasty plot up. So I've got 4 Swans left. Going to Swanna number 3. Now, Swanna number 3 was a bulky set. This was Terra Electric as well. And I figured I'd be able to live this reasonably well. And I did, which is great. So I lived that one, and I got the Whirlpool off. Whirlpool actually does enough damage to take it out with the additional damage at the end of the battle. So that was really good. If I didn't have that bulky Swanna, I would have lost right there. Not that it was a very good set or anything. So that was max health, max special defense with Calm Nature. Rest, Rain Dance, Feather Dance, Whirlpool, Damp Rock, and Hydration. All right, next Pokemon's Arcanine. Arcanine's obviously going to go for extreme speed there. I totally never saw that one coming. So that's the end of Swanna 3. But that's okay, I feel like the worst is behind us now because the last Pokemon, the last Pokemon is also weak to Swanna too. So I'm like, maybe I can get this, one of my other sets going here. So we've got a Terra here from Arcanine. Now, usually Arcanine is either going to go for, I figured it will go for Grass, right? Seems like a good defensive and offensive Terra. So with Grass, at least I can use flying type moves against it. So extreme speed's going to do nothing. I guess they figured they'd just, get some damage off before they fainted. So liquidation doing very little. I have nothing but acrobatics here. Now I've got weakness policy, but of course weakness policy needs to be activated, and acrobatics with an item is not really going to do much damage there. At 55 base. So the Arcanine will be able to take me out there. That's just unfortunate, but it's okay though because I have got 2 other Swannas in the back. And now Arcanine is on more of a manageable amount of health to actually faint. So this is obviously my second best Pokemon on my team here. Here comes the extreme speed again. Now I just went for Ice Beam to get rid of the Arcanine, so that was cool. Now there's a Basculegion in the back. We know that already. We've taken out the Zoroark, and there was one other Pokemon too, which I definitely I knew that I could easily beat run. So when it comes to Basculegion here, I was actually hoping for about around half health or so to hit it with, so it'll be a 2-hit KO. Plus my other Swanna also had Hurricane too. So here comes the last respects. Obviously that's going to take me out. It's a very, very powerful move in Pokemon. And I went to swap in my Swanna 5 to finish off the battle, but the server dropped out for both of us. So I was so salty. I was just about to get my first win with that team, and I got denied, right? The Nintendo servers dropped out. Let's get on to the next battle. This has just been a pure salt fest, this entire video. All right, we got another random battle here. We've got a Raichu lead. So color me surprised, they're going to go for a Terra with their Raichu, right? They definitely don't have enough advantages already. So we got Terra Electric Raichu. Now, Raichu's a fairly fast Pokemon too. And I'm going to go for Air Splash. I just tried to go for a flinch against this thing, right? They're just going to go for Volt Switch here. So Volt Switch is going to be more than enough to take me out. 4 times super effective. So they've got that in the back. And they can freely go for... I mean, a Volt Switch Pokemon just counter this team so easily. Because all they have to do is just Volt Switch. Bring in a Pokemon Volt Switch, they're always going to win. And once my Terra Ground is gone, it's very, very hard, to get around that. So we've got a Ogerpon half lane coming in. We got Swanna 2. I've got the power of Brave Bird, so we're going to go for that. And we're going to drop Ogerpon easy peasy, right? That Choice Band just giving it the little bit of an edge there of damage we need. So now, obviously, we're going to have Raichu coming back in here. Now, Raichu's not exactly what you call bulky at all. So I thought, gee, I could go for Brave Bird here and do some good damage. Or do I sack off one of my Swannas, like the bulky Whirlpool one? I was like, nah, let's go for Brave Bird. This will hit really hard. And it did. I took it out. That was excellent. But, of course, they got a static there on the way out. So it was okay. And Rocky Helmet as well. So static and Rocky Helmet. But at least that's gone, and at least they've wasted their terror there. Sadly, now I'm static, so I won't be able to outspeed much. So, of course, once we took out the Raichu, we've got to deal with the Zacian, which is very, very hard with this team. So then they're going to go for Moon Blast. I was like, oh, okay, it's a special set. I'm more thinking it's a mixed set, though. I've seen a lot of mixed Zacian lately. So, Swanna is down. We got Swanna 3 here. Now, Swanna 3... doesn't really stand much of a chance. I thought I could use Feather Dance and make them swap. And then at least that would, they wouldn't be able to get their attack boost when they swapped in. So I actually lived a critical hit from Behemoth Blade, and I got the Feather Dance off, dropping their attack harshly, which is really cool. I went for rest here, but they can easily take me out with Moon Blast. Zacian's special attack isn't that bad either. It's not as bad as like a, say if you come across a really defensive Pokemon that counters Zacian's moves, you could go for a Moon Blast as a nice mixed version there. So Zacian is going to swap out against a Swanna. They've dropped their attack. Now they've got Walking Wake as well. So this was a good team, right? Don't think it wasn't. So I went for Alluring Voice there. Really, really good damage. I was happy with that. And I got a special attack boost. So that was very, very nice. Now, I can go for Alluring Voice again and feint it. And I did because I outsped it. So Walking Wake is down. So that's excellent. So we've got that Zacian problem still. But at least they won't be able to boost their attack. Zacian has got Behemoth Blade, as we know. Moon Blast. Maybe Sacred Sword, and then, maybe something else. The only thing I was worried about was, Play Rough. That would be very, very bad. So, going for a Terra here. I figured that if they did have that... I needed Terra Ground anyway for damage. I was like, hopefully they don't go for Behemoth Blade, and they did. So, they really had nothing to hit me with there at all. But I'd lived on 3 health. I was like, wow. So I want to say they definitely invested heavily in special attack. They may have been max special attack and speed and just relied on Zacian's high attack and its ability to increase its attack there. So that's the end of the Swanna there, but a very, very good effort. I almost took it out. So I've got 2 Swans left. We're going to go into Swanna 69 here, the shiny one. Now I thought, oh, this is good. I could go for Trailblaze, but I thought, nah, I won't take it out. I have to go for Liquidation. So as we know, I've been living these Behemoth Blades, and I lived that one easily, right? So I can go for Liquidation and take it out. So obviously that didn't have Play Rough. Their Fairy type move was Moon Blast. So we got 2 more Pokemon to deal with here, and now we got Giratina of the distant past. Now Giratina is a very, very good Pokemon for this team too, because it's got a lot of base bulk, and it resists a lot of Water type moves too. The only Pokemon I could truly do damage this with was my special one with Ice Beam and Alluring Voice. And as you know, that was gone. I tried to go for a defensive drop there with Liquidation to no avail. So I've got Swanna 5 left, which really only has Hurricane. But I thought if I can get Rain Dance up, I might be able to make use of Hydration and Rest and, pepper it with some Hurricanes. Now Giratina's going to go for a Shadow Force. I'm like, oh no, this is very bad. He has a good attack stat. Shadow Force is a very, very powerful move too. So I really couldn't do anything at all. So Giratina, I'm hoping I can live this really badly, and then I might be able to use Hurricane. And I did. I lived on 12 health, which is awesome. So I've got the option for going for Rest again, but I thought, although they might just go for a Dragon Claw or a weaker move here to finish me off. It makes sense because I've only got 12 health, or I could risk Hurricane. I wasn't in a good spot, so I was like, I'll go for Rest. I'll get the Hydration. Hopefully, I can live the Dragon Claw. I should definitely live the Dragon Claw better than Shadow Force, unless they go for it again for some weird reason. But they didn't. Dragon Claw is like a 3/4 of my health. So Hydration wakes it up. I have to go for Hydration and Hurricane combo. So I got the crit, but it wasn't enough. I didn't get a confusion, and Swanna is going to go down. But that was a pretty good battle considering you know, what Pokemon they had on their team. Their last Pokemon, I believe, was it was Virizion. Yeah, it was Virizion. So that, you know, I just had to get around that, which was frustrating. So, all right, let's get to the next battle. We've taken some L's today, but as you know, I like to show you battles that I don't win and I lose as well. Like, I like to show you all sorts of battles there. No, I don't really mind about win or lose. More if I get to show you know, the movesets off, or the battles are exciting or interesting things happen, right? All right, Hawlucha is the first Pokemon, and yes, we have had a spoiler alert. We have had a new Mega for Hawlucha. So what do you guys reckon of Hawlucha as well? Do you like it? I think it's going to be interesting that with a Mega on Hawlucha, it's going to have to be, oh, look, a pair of pecs. Sorry, I'm sidetracked, but this was an interesting battle as well. I think it's going to be interesting that it won't be able to rely on unbirded anymore, you know? So that's curious. We'll have to use a different, I'd say I'd have a different ability. But tell me, guys, what you think of Mega Hawlucha. I don't mind the look of it, the mask thing. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. So that was definitely an Everlight set from before, and we've got a Miraidon coming in here. So, you know, this Swanna team absolutely loves seeing Miraidons. They're so much fun to come against. So I can't do anything. I can't swap into anything. I can really only go air slash, you know, that's about it. So here comes a parabolic charge. So that's actually even worse because it can heal off any damage that I, you know, do manage to do to it. So I thought, all right, I've got Swanna 4. It's the Terra Ground set. This is my only way to get around this. I go Terra Ground Alluring Voice to get a special attack boost with Throat Spray, or I just go for Terra Blast. Now, I was worried if I went for Alluring Voice, they'd just swap it out and go into something else and wait till that fainted and brought it in and just press A. So I thought, I'll get some damage on this. I may even get a critical hit, you know. I was like, well, that was sort of cope, but I was hoping to get another one. So we got Electro Drift here. That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it doesn't really matter. At this stage, a Thundershot Miraidon would faint my whole team. And we got that Terra Blast ground off. Great damage. That's a clean 2-hit KO. Now they're going to go for a Dragon Pulse. Like, oh, please live. And I just managed to live, only on a tiny bit of health there. And Terra Blast is going to take out the Miraidon. Thank goodness, because they could have gone for Parabolic Charge on all the other ones and, you know, easily won. So now we got a battle. So the big advantage, well, a huge, ginormous advantage is gone. So now we got Arceus coming in here. Arceus can just E-speed, but it didn't. I was like, oh, maybe they're setting a Sword Dance up. So Hurricane did great damage, but then they used Hyper Beam. It's a special Arceus. So that Hyper Beam was complete overkill there. That is the end of my Swanna. So Swanna, we got 4 Swans left, which is okay. I don't think I've done a Ducklet and a Swanna team yet either. Maybe I should do that kind of thing. So I've got a few options here. I thought if I can trap this Arceus in with Whirlpool, I can get the Whirlpool going, and then I can get the rest and the hydration going with Rain Dance, and you know, I can get rid of this Pokemon. So I'm getting some Whirlpools here. The Electric's gone from the field, which is fine. Now I can use Rest, which is good. And Draco Meteor is going to be the moved Arceus has. So it's got Hyper Beam and Draco Meteor. Interesting. Must be like a really big coverage set. At this stage, Arceus cannot swap out. It is trapped in too. So they're just going to have to, you know, hope for a critical hit. Here comes another Hyper Beam. I knew I'd be able to live this easy because, you know, I'm max special defense. And I'm just going to keep using Waterfall here. So we shut the Arceus down, which is excellent. Arceus is getting a little bit dizzy now. So 4 Pokemon down. Can we finally get a win here? I mean, I should have got a win earlier on, but, you know, the game tapped out on both players. Next Pokemon is going to be Ditto. Ditto's going to transform into me, and we've got a Swanna versus Swanna matchup. I very, very rarely see a Swanna in a battle, so I thought I'll go for Whirlpool. Well, there's really not much else I can do, to be honest. And now we've got the Swanna going for Whirlpool as well. Whirlpool is not going to do too much damage, but we're both going to get hit by the, you know, the little vortex there. So I could go for Rest here, but I thought, well, look, I don't really mind losing this Swanna at this stage. They've only got 1 Pokeball left, plus I can swap in another Swanna and just finish them off. Ditto is going to win the Speed Tide this turn, and I'm just getting a little bit of extra damage on it, which is interesting. It'd be cool if Swanna... I'm trying to think, like, what would be a great buff for Swanna. Like, looking at its stats, it just, like, nothing is really good or, like, great. You know, there's nothing, wow, that's an amazing stat. You know, its best stat is its speed, and that's 98 base and speed. I don't know, like, it needs Volt Absorb. That'd be, yeah, give it Volt Absorb. How's that, guys? Volt Absorb on Swanna. I mean, it wouldn't be broken on it. It'd just be, you know, kind of cool. That's the end of Ditto. Next Pokemon is going to be Scarlet. So Scarlet is an interesting pick. And I thought, well, Whirlpool would still do good damage. We'll go into my Swanna 5, though. I want to see what they're going to do because, you know, they haven't terrored yet. So I figured they'd try a Sword Dance. I mean, maybe Shadow Sneak, which would do donkeys. But then they went Terra Fire. So like, all right. Do they not have anything else to use against me? Scarlet are going to go for a Bitter Blade in the rain. That is not going to do much at all. I don't think they've got a lot to do against me, personally. I mean, maybe Shadow Claw. I'm trying to think what else I could really do there. There's not a lot for them. So I've got Weather Ball here. Weather Ball, since it's rain, is going to turn into a Water type move, which will be super effective. And that is the end of the Scarlet. No Focus Sash or anything like that. Not a good matchup for Scarlet there. So that's the end of the battle. At least we dealt with the interesting team, though. We've got like a Fletchinder and a Miraidon, which is interesting. I don't know, at least we got a W, right? Oh, there's a Korean player too. I don't know if anyone wants to translate these Pokemon names, let me know in the comment section as always. Let's get on to battle number 6, I think. And we've got a Roaring Moon lead. Now, Roaring Moon is going to have a boost of energy, and it's going to be boosting up its attack stat. So I've got Air Slash. I was like, is this going to be an Terra Flying acrobatic set? Well, I got the flying right, but it wasn't Terra Flying, it was Fly. So I went for a sub to get that dub right. So the substitute would be handy against a fly Pokemon because that would just take all the damage. And then I could attack it afterwards and I'd still be able to, remain alive for a while. Now, Swanna has got Air Slash. I thought I'll go for that again and see if I can get a flinch. Maybe that'll be cool. They're going to go for Dragon Claw, and yeah, of course that's going to drop me there with a boost of energy up. But not a bad start there. Not a bad start. So going to Swanna 4. Now, Swanna 4, as you guys know, is the Alluring Voice there. So I thought I can go Alluring Voice and Faint them, because that's going to do some great damage there, and it's going to boost my special attack. So bye-bye Roaring Moon. Not a bad start there. Not a bad start. Next Pokemon we got... I've never played this Brick Bronze game before. Is this from Brick Bronze? Because I know that's like... Isn't that like a ROM hack or something like that? I personally never ever played it. Anyway, so Kricketune, of course, is going to have a Focus Sash. I really like Flying Kricketune. Looks really good. So Focus Sash, and it's going to use Taunt. So maybe they expected me to set something up there. This is a fully sweeping set, so obviously there's no setup moves at all. So I went for the Alluring Voice, and that's going to be the end of the homie Kricketune. That probably would have been good on some of my Rain Dance set. Next Pokemon is going to be Mimikyu. I'm not sure if these nicknames are references to things or it's a theme team or something like that. I don't know. If you guys pick up on something, let me know. I've got a Roaring Voice, and I'm just going to use that. So we're going to break that sub. And then I guess I can go for Hurricane there. Now, Mimikyu, I'll see, is it going to use Sword Dance? Is it going to go for Shadow Sneak? What's it going to do? But they went for Confuse Ray. I was like, oh, okay. That's an interesting set. Is this going to be used as stall for something like that to set another strategy up? Now, at this point in time, I was like, there's no point swapping out because I've got my special attack boost. I'll just go for Hurricane. And I did go for Hurricane. Mimikyu's actually got some fairly good bulk and managed to live, so they've got Play Rough up there. And they got an attack drop. Not that they mattered or anything like that. So we're going to shake off that Taunt there, which is good. Mimikyu's swapping out. And I believe I just went for Alluring Voice again. So in comes Ludicolo. It is feeling, obviously it's a little bit tipsy, swaying from side to side there, spilling its drink. That's going to be able to live that pretty well. Ludicolo's got some good bulk. So Hurricane's super effective. I actually snap out of confusion, but it misses that turn. It's like, that sucks. Ludicolo's going to go for a fat Giga Drain, but it's not enough to take out my Swanna. Judging on the damage they did there, that's definitely a bulky set. It's not like max special attack. So I can see it's got Shell Bell too. So Shell Bell Giga Drain. Unfortunately, both my Hurricanes missed there. That Ludicolo got hell lucky. So that is the end of Swanna. The Ludicolo is back to full health there. It's dancing around. It's got that pineapple in its drink. It definitely would spit. I guess you could look at it. Its head is almost a drink too. Like you could pour the drink in there. Next Pokemon is Swanna 2. Swanna 2's got that Brave Bird. I was like, let's go for that. Let's get some raw damage, and that is going to take out Ludicolo one shot there. That's nice. I'm going to take some nasty recall though. Next Pokemon is Toothpaste. Why is this called Toothpaste? Why would this be called Toothpaste for? I'm really trying to think why this is called Toothpaste. Oh, I get it. If you look at Great Tusk, right? The brush on the top of it, that's the toothbrush on the top of its head. I get it, because you put the toothpaste on. That's actually pretty smart. So that's the end of Great Tusk there. I'm on my last legs for the amount of health I got left. We got Mimikyu slipping in here. Now I think it doesn't have Shadow Sneak, or are they expected to outspeed me here? Do I just keep going for Brave Bird? I just went for Brave Bird there. So that's the end of Mimikyu. So maybe they was like, oh, they got Rocky Helmet. That's why they swapped it in. So I took Rocky Helmet damage and the recall. So that was almost enough to take me out. Next Pokemon, or the last Pokemon, is going to be called Zenny. I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. I've got 4 health left on Swanna. I just went for Brave Bird here, and we've got a Terra here. Now, my question was quickly answered why this was called Zenny for. So we got a Psychic Clodsire, which isn't all that, not a bad defensive type there. And that does a little bit more damage than I actually suspected. Like, this Swanna was actually quite good, the Choice Band set. So I've got 3 Swans left, and we got Zen Headbutt. So, of course, Zenny's using Zen Headbutt. I understand now. I see why they nicknamed it that for. They've got leftovers too as the item. So I've got 3 Pokemon left here. Now, I wasn't sure what ability they had, so I took a run and used Whirlpool, so they didn't have Water Absorb, so I'd say they've got, Unaware. So they set up Toxic Spikes, but that's not going to mean anything unless I, of course, did a Terror that wasn't flying, so, maybe they're doing, I have no idea. So I've got Zen Headbutt and Toxic Spikes. I was very bamboozled at the moment, so I thought, all right, well, I've got Whirlpool, not Whirlwind, but it's not really doing much damage. They've got leftovers. Let's go into Swanna 6 and finish this off right. So we've got our Zen Headbutt again here. Now, Zen Headbutt is hitting pretty hard. It's like a 3-hit KO. They're getting some more leftovers recovery there too. Now, this is the Endure weakness policy set. I wanted to see if they had any other attacking moves too, but it seemed they only had Zen Headbutt. To be fair, they probably had Earthquake as well, but since I had like a flying type team, that couldn't do anything. They didn't have Recover though, because you would have thought they were a user. So go for Liquidation, and Zenny lives on 1 health. Come on. So now we got another Zen Headbutt here, and Zenny the Clodsire is going to take out Swanna 6. But that's fine. I've got another 2 Swanna in the back here. I was actually just curious what set they were running. So since I've got Rain Dance on here, I'm going to finish them off with a Fat Weather Ball. And we got Zen here. We got to finish off this thing in style, So Zen Headbutt's going to do nothing really. It's like a 3-hit KO. I wonder what the last move was on there. I think the Zen Headbutt is like, it'd be cool if you had some way of making Clodsire go first, and then you could go for flinches, but that'd be hard. It's such a slow Pokemon. I don't know, it'd need like a move like Rock Polish or something. So we're going to finish off Zen with a Weather Ball, and that is the end. Maybe it was Poison Point all along, it just tricked all of us and had Poison Point, Poison Point Toxic Spike. I don't know. That's when you got to experience some of these battles with me. All right, we got one more battle left here. Yeah, we got one more battle. This is battle number 7. This is a battle against Angel de Leon, and we got a mixed team here of random Pokemon from online. So we got like some 3 Pokemon. So if you get any Pokemon that have these nicknames, like just toss them in the bin, right? So I think this is a team making fun of the .coms. So first Pokemon is going to be Grimmsnarl, and it's going to use Switcheroo, and it's going to give my Swanna a lagging tail. That's just cruel. That's really mean. So my sharp beak was taken away from me. Now I can't use my air slash strategy because I'm always going to go last. So now we got the Grimmsnarl going for Flatter. Now Flatter is like Swagger, but it only increases your instead of increasing your attack, increases your special attack by 1 stage, not like 2 stages like Swagger. So I'm going for air slash, and it does more damage thanks to that. And now we got Dank Pulse. I'm like, oh, that's just dirty. So they gave me a lagging tail and then Dark Pulse the flinch right because they knew they'd go first. Like, I would never run a set like that. So that's going to be the end of my first Swanna. So I thought, all right, we got to get rid of this scummy Grimmsnarl. So going into Swanna 2, at least I can't get a lagging tail here, right? There is that. So I got Flip Turn. I was like, I'll just go for that. And we've got Swagger. Because I figured they might try and go for Swagger again to get confusion and then go for Dark Pulse, right? So I'm confused at the moment, hoping I don't hit myself in confusion. And really, really hoping I don't hit myself in confusion because you'll do a lot of damage. And I didn't. So Flip Turn is going to take out Grimmsnarl. And I won't have to deal with confusion the next turn, right? There might be a few little glitches in this battle too. I don't know why, like something was going on there. Next Pokemon's going to be Swanna. I know this surprised you. And we have got a Greninja. So it's like, all right, I wonder what set this is, or what what set is going to be making fun of this. So we got a double team set. So that's going to turn it into a normal type with Protein. All right, I think I did one of these teams a long time ago. Like I went on the surprise train and I got some of those .com on, all the stupid hack mods, and I put them on one team. And then after I used it, I released all the Pokemon in the video. And then there was these people in the comments like, why did you release those Pokemon for? I wanted them. So we're gonna have some double take. This is very bad because I was trying to land Whirlpool on it. As you know, this set only has Whirlpool as its main attacking move, and Whirlpool's got like 85 accuracy, so the chances of me landing it weren't that great. So I could swap out, but by the time I swap out, there'd be like another 2 double teams up. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just get Whirlpool up. I only have to land it once. So at last I land the Whirlpool there, and I actually did pretty good damage. I was pretty happy with that. So Greninja is going to be flung around there. Now, I've got on this one Rest, and I've got Rain Dance. So I thought if I use Rain Dance or Feather Dance, that might be useful. If it is a physical set, if it's got any physical moves. So Ice Beam is going to hit me, but not very hard, and Feather Dance is going to miss. So Greninja is trapped in, so I can't swap out. Now, I thought I could keep using this move, but we got another Ice Beam here. I was actually a bit afraid of getting frozen too, so it's like, I better get Rain Dance up. So, if I do get frozen, that'll heal off all my, status at the end of the turn. So Greninja's health is dropping real quick. I was like, I got to land one Whirlpool here and I can probably take them out. So here comes the Ice Beam there, putting me on 70 health, and Whirlpool lands. I was like, wow, that was lucky. So I almost took Greninja. I was like, okay, it's got one more turn, and, we've got the Greninja that's going to faint right. So I've got Rest here. And it's going to use Water Shuriken, so it does have a water move here. And now I'm starting to think, does this have King's Rock? Like, I know what sort of sets, people like to use against me. And they don't hit me. Oh, wait, no, it's loaded dice. It's loaded dice. So I went for the Rest here. I was like, I'll go for Rest. I'll heal this off, and then the Whirlpool will take out the Greninja. That'll be perfect. Perfect stuff there. So Swanna's got all of its health back, but... I had hydration, but the Whirlpool, it got free from the Whirlpool. I was like, no. So I got to hit it with Whirlpool again. I was like, this is a pure disaster. So I went for Whirlpool, and as you know, they've got 69 double teams up. So I was trying to get like a single attack off here. So another Whirlpool, another miss there. I don't know how Greninja misses a Whirlpool. Because say if you were in an ocean, right, and there was a Whirlpool, there's no way of getting out of that, right? You get sucked into the middle. So I do land another Whirlpool there, which was pretty lucky, and Greninja is down. So I'm very glad to get rid of that. That could have gone on for like 100 years. Next Pokemon's going to be Lapras. Now, I don't have much to hit Lapras with. I thought, well, I could go Feather Dance or I could go Whirlpool. I decided to go Whirlpool just to check what ability it had. So it doesn't have Water Absorb, which is handy to know. Lapras is going to go for Icicle Sphere. So Icicle Sphere is going to do multiple hits to me, but that's only 2. So it doesn't have loaded dice, which is interesting. So I could have gone for a rest. I thought I could go for a rest here, but I'll just go for Feather Dance instead. I don't know what other setup moves it's got, so I can easily bring in one of my other Pokemon. So it's going to go for Icicle Sphere again. I was like, that's fine. I could actually bring in one of my other Pokemon now and set up. I didn't really care about that Swanna too much. You sort of did its job there. Plus, it can be set up on itself too, with just having Whirlpool and stuff. So bringing in Swanna 2, we've got no rain anymore. The rain is gone. And I've got Brave Bird. I thought, okay, this could be good. And this Lapras might have Hydration too. And that would be bad having that with Rain Dance up. So I got rid of Lapras in one shot, a big Brave Bird. Now we've got Scissor coming in here. So another naughty Hackmon here. I just went for a Brave Bird. And that is some really, really good. They got to step their game up with these Hackmons. That probably wasn't even. I don't know. They did so much damage. So Scissor's going to go for a Sword Dance here, but Brave Bird's going to take it out. Maybe they didn't give when they do these stupid Hackmons. Maybe they didn't give a Bullet Punch there. I don't know what they got. What did they give it? Steel Wing. Next Pokemon's going to be Ursaluna. I've got Brave Bird. That's a good move, but I've got I would love to use Liquidation. So I swapped out Swanna 2, and I had an idea, right? An idea was forming inside my head. I was like, after I seen what this set was going to be. So we got Swanna. It's going to use Thief. Thief does a lot of damage, and they've got Flame Warp. I was like, okay, Thief and Flame Warp. So I went for Rain Dance here. I got that set up. Now, this was actually one of the earlier battles that I had with this team. I think it was one of the first battles that I could have had. So Flame Orb's going to get flung to me, and now my Swanna's going to get burned. But since I've got Hydration, it's going to heal it away, which is pretty funny. So flinging Flame Orb, very nice. Now, this Swanna set was like a pure passive rest and hydration set. So I didn't have a lot of attack. Actually, I don't think I had any attacking moves on this at all. It was just like a stall rain set. Then I changed it up later on to Hurricane and something else. So Burn's gone again, and the rest is gone. But then it went for Thief. So it's got Thief and Fling. So it's thieving my items and flinging them back at me. Now, since the Ursaluna now has the Damp Rock's going to get flung at me. So I was like, this is probably... I was trying to figure out what the damage of Damp Rock is, and holy crap, that did some damage. That was a lot of damage. I got a quiz for you. Pop question. Who knows what the damage of Damp Rock is with Fling? Put it in the comment section. Let's see if you can get it right. You're not allowed to look it up though, right? See if you can get it right. So we got another Thief here. That's actually doing a lot of damage, but I got Hydration. My goal here was to try and faint them with Burn. So, since they did double team to me earlier on, I had to troll the trolls back, So I'm going for rest here, and I'm gonna try and make Ursula completely faint herself to a Burn, Then they use Belly Drum. I'm like, oh no, that's very, very bad. At least I was like, well, at least they can't fling anything, because I guess Thief will work. But they can't fling any items at me. No, disrespect items. So my HP was full here, and then Drain Punch, we've got some problems now. So Drain Punch is going to fake my Swan, and it's going to get a bit of health back. But I do have that Liquidation one in the back there too, which is fine. And I've got I think I've got another Hurricane Swan as well. And it's not like Ursaluna is very fast. So it is raining still. I've got Liquidation. I've got Flip Turn. Wait, I went for maybe I thought they might swap there. Or anyway, it was the same result, so that's the end of Ursaluna, and that's also the end of my Swanna as well. It took some nasty damage. So I've got 2 more Swans left. What have I got here? Oh, the rain's now got to stop. I've got the shiny. Actually, I don't mind shiny Swanna. It has a nice blue on it. Last Pokemon is not my hairline. Yeah, you're right. That isn't my hairline. My hairline does not look like a Diglett at all. Must be talking about someone else. So now we got a Terra electric. I was like, oh no, it's going to have Terra Blast. I was like, I don't want to get swept by a Diglett called my hairline. So I spelled a rat a long while ago, so I went for Endure, and then it used Dig. I'm like, what is this set? They can't do it. Can they not hit my team at all? So Dig's not going to do anything to me at all, a flying type. And I've got, I just went for Trailblaze there. Actually, that did very bad damage. Is that Everlight? I think that might be Everlight. So they just got, I don't think they've got any way to hit me at all here. So I swapped out my Swanna because obviously I couldn't do anything to the Diglett. I really wish I had Earthquake here because, like, you know, if the Diglett's if a Pokemon uses Dig, and they're under the ground, if you use Earthquake, it's actually double damage them, which is really cool. So I went for a Terra there. This is gonna be Terra Ground. I wish I had Earthquake. You know, I wish Terra Blast Ground would do the same mechanic as Earthquake to Dig. So we're gonna go for that Terra Blast Ground there, and that is gonna be the end of not my hairline. And that's it. You know, all that hair, you know, it fell out. You know. It's got that beautiful chrome dome there. Anyway, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you did, and I'll catch you next time.